Oh, but my delicate lover, by Sappho. Oh, but my delicate lover, is she not fair as the moonlight? Is she not supple and strong for hurried passion? Has not the God of the green world, in his large tolerant wisdom, filled with the ardors of earth her 20 summers? Well did he make her for loving, well did he mold her for beauty, gave her the wish that is brave with understanding. O Pan, avert from his maiden sorrow, misfortune, bereavement, harm, and unhappy regret, praise one fond mortal. There will come soft rains, by Sara Teasdale. There will come soft rains, and the smell of the ground, and swallows circling with their shimmering sound, and frogs in the pools singing at night, and wild plum trees in tremulous white. Robins will wear their feathery fire, whistling their whims on a low fence wire. And not one will know of the war, not one will care at last when it is done. Not one would mind, neither bird nor tree, if mankind perished utterly. And spring herself, when she woke at dawn, would scarcely know that we were gone. The New Colossus, by Lazarus. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here at our sea-washed sunset gates shall stand a mighty woman with a torch, whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand glows worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep, ancient lands, your storied pomp, cries she, with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. To the House, by Robinson Jeffers. I am heaping the bones of the old mother to build us a hold against the host of the air. Granite the blood heat of her youth, held molten in hot darkness against the heart, hardened to temper under the feet of the ocean cavalry that are maned with snow and march from the remotest west. This is the primitive rock, here in the wet quarry under the shadow of waves, whose hollows mouth the dawn. Little house, each stone baptized from that abysmal font. The sea and the secret earth gave bonds to affirm you. Two Loves, by Lord Alfred Douglas. I dreamed I stood upon a little hill, and at my feet there lay a ground that seemed like a waste garden, flowering at its will with buds and blossoms. There were pools that dreamed, black and unruffled. There were white lilies a few, and crocuses, and violets purple, or pale snake-like fritillaries, scarce seen for the rank grass. And through green nets, blue eyes of shy perianth winked in the sun. And there were curious flowers, before unknown, flowers that were stained with moonlight, or with shades of nature's wilful moods. And here a one that had drunk in the transitory tone of one brief moment in a sunset. Blades of grass that had in 100 springs had been slowly but exquisitely nurtured by the stars, and watered with the scented dew long cupped in lilies, that for rays of sun had seen only God's glory, for never a sunrise mars the luminous air of heaven. Beyond, abrupt, a grey stone wall, o'ergrown with velvet moss uprose, and gazing I stood long, all mazed, to see a place so strange, so sweet, so fair. And as I stood and marvelled, lo, across the garden came a youth. One hand he raised to shield him from the sun. His wind-tossed hair was twined with flowers, and in his hand he bore a purple bunch of bursting grapes. His eyes were clear as crystal, naked all was he, white as the snow on pathless mountains frore. Red were his lips, as red wine spilleth that dyes a marble floor. His brow chalcedony, and he came near me with his lips uncurled and kind, and caught my hand and kissed my mouth, and gave me grapes to eat, and said, "Sweet friend, come, I will show thee shadows of the world and images of life. See, from the south comes the pale pageant that hath never an end." And lo, within the garden of my dream, I saw two walking on a shining plain of golden light. The one did joyous seem, and fair and blooming, and a sweet refrain came from his lips. He sang of pretty maids, and joyous love of comely girl and boy. His eyes were bright, and mid the dancing blades of golden grass his feet did trip for joy. And in his hand he held an ivory lute, with strings of gold that were as maiden's hair, and sang with voice as tuneful as a flute, and round his neck 3 chains of roses were. But he that was his comrade walked aside. He was full sad and sweet, and his large eyes were strange with wondrous brightness, staring wide with gazing. And he sighed with many sighs that moved me, and his cheeks were wan and white like pallid lilies, and his lips were red like poppies, and his hands he clenched tight, and yet again unclenched, and his head was wreathed with moonflowers pale as lips of death. A purple robe he wore, o'erwrought in gold, with the device of a great snake, whose breath was fiery flame, which when I did behold, I fell a-weeping, and I cried, "Sweet youth, tell me why, sad and sighing, thou dost rove these pleasant realms. I pray thee, speak me sooth, what is thy name?" He said, "My name is Love." Then straight the first did turn himself to me, and cried, "He lieth, for his name is Shame, but I am Love, and I was wont to be alone in this fair garden till he came unasked by night. I am true love, I fill the hearts of boy and girl with mutual flame." Then sighing, said the other, "Have thy will, I am the love that dare not speak its name."